Have you ever noticed how some people stay calm even when their mind is busy? While everyone else is exhausted from trying to control every thought, manage every worry, suppress every negative feeling, these people seem at peace with whatever's happening in their head. What if I told you they're not controlling their thoughts better than you? They've just stopped trying to control them at all. You're about to discover why fighting your thoughts is what actually keeps you stuck and what really creates peace. Because the calm you're looking for doesn't come from winning the battle with your mind. It comes from ending the war. In the next few minutes, you'll understand why trying to control your thoughts creates more mental noise, and what actually works instead. This isn't about letting your mind run wild or giving up. It's about changing your relationship with thinking itself. Because peace doesn't require perfect thoughts. It requires a different approach to the thoughts you already have. Here's what most people don't realize. The attempt to control your thoughts is itself a thought. So when you try to control thinking, you're just creating more thinking. You're adding a layer of mental activity on top of the mental activity you're trying to stop. And here's where it gets interesting. Every time you notice a thought and think, I shouldn't be thinking this, you've just doubled your mental noise. The original thought plus your resistance to it. The original worry plus your worry about worrying. The original anxiety plus your anxiety about being anxious. This is why people who try hardest to control their thoughts often have the loudest minds. They're not just dealing with natural mental activity. They're dealing with all the extra thoughts they've created trying to manage it. It's like trying to calm turbulent water by stirring it faster. The stirring is what's creating the turbulence. Think about what this looks like in practice. An unwanted thought appears. Instead of just letting it pass, you engage with it. You tell yourself not to think it. You try to replace it with a better thought. You analyze why you're thinking it. You judge yourself for having it. Now, what started as one thought has become a full mental conversation that won't shut up. Most people spend years doing this without realizing they're the ones keeping the noise going. They think the problem is the thoughts themselves. But the problem is their relationship with the thoughts, the constant monitoring, controlling, fixing, improving. That relationship is what creates suffering, not the thoughts. What peaceful people understand is that thoughts are like weather. They come and go, some pleasant, some unpleasant, most neutral. Fighting the weather doesn't change it. It just exhausts you while the weather does what it was going to do anyway. The path to peace isn't through better thought control. It's through recognizing that you don't need to control thoughts at all. They're just mental events happening in your awareness. And when you stop trying to manage them, something remarkable happens. They lose their power to disturb you. If you're still here, you're recognizing something important. That you've been exhausting yourself trying to control what was never meant to be controlled. Most people will keep fighting their thoughts forever, wondering why peace never comes. But you're seeing something deeper, that the fight itself is the problem, And what I'm about to share next will show you exactly what to do instead. If this is resonating with you, please subscribe. Here's the thing about thoughts. They're not commands. They're not truths. They're not even really yours in the way you think they are. They're just mental activity arising in awareness, like sounds arising in ears, or sensations arising in skin. You don't try to control what sounds you hear. You just hear them. Some sounds are pleasant, some aren't. But you don't spend energy trying to make yourself hear different sounds. You just let sounds be sounds. Thoughts work the same way. But most people haven't realized it yet. When you understand thoughts as mental events instead of personal directives, everything shifts. That anxious thought isn't you being anxious. It's anxious thinking passing through. That self-critical thought isn't you being self-critical. It's critical thinking arising. The difference seems subtle, but it changes everything. Because when thoughts are just events, you don't need to do anything about them. You can notice them the same way you notice sounds, without grabbing them, without pushing them away, without making them mean something about you. They arise. They exist for a moment. They pass. That's it. Most people never experience this because they're too busy trying to control the content. They want only positive thoughts, only calm thoughts, only productive thoughts. But that's like wanting to only hear pleasant sounds. It's not how reality works. And fighting reality creates suffering. What creates peace is allowing whatever thoughts are arising to arise. Not because you like them or agree with them, but because fighting them takes energy you don't need to spend. When you stop fighting, that energy becomes available for actually living your life instead of managing your mental commentary about your life. Right now, notice whatever thought is present. Maybe it's about what I'm saying. Maybe it's about something else entirely. Just notice it's there. Now notice this. You're aware of the thought, which means you're not the thought. You're the awareness in which the thought appears. That awareness doesn't need to control or fix anything. It just notices. That's what peace feels like. Not the absence of thoughts, the presence of awareness that doesn't need to fight them. Most people resist this because they think not controlling their thoughts means they'll spiral into negativity, or lose their discipline, or become victims of their own mind. But that's not what happens. What happens is you stop creating extra suffering on top of what's already there. Here's what's interesting. When you stop trying to control thoughts, you don't actually think more. You often think less. Because you're not generating all the secondary thoughts about the primary thoughts. The mental chatter that comes from constantly monitoring and managing quiets down naturally. This doesn't mean you become passive or stop taking action. It means your actions come from clarity instead of compulsion, from choice instead of trying to escape your thoughts. You can still notice when thinking is useful and when it's just noise. You just stop adding fuel to the noise by fighting it. And here's what's beautiful. When you're not at war with your thoughts, you discover something underneath the mental activity, a stillness that was always there. Not empty silence, but aware presence. The you that exists before thinking starts and after thinking stops. That's where peace lives, not in controlled thoughts, but in the awareness that doesn't need to control anything. So how do you actually stop controlling thoughts? It starts with catching yourself in the act of trying to control and choosing differently. Throughout your day, notice when you're fighting a thought. It feels like tension, like pushing against something internal. That tension is the signal that you're trying to control, and it never works. Here's the practice. When you notice you're fighting a thought, first acknowledge what's happening. I'm fighting this thought. I'm trying to make it go away. Just seeing the pattern clearly starts to dissolve it. Then, instead of continuing to fight, just let the thought be there. Not because you agree with it or like it, but because fighting it costs more energy than just letting it exist. It's there anyway. Fighting doesn't make it disappear. It just makes you exhausted. Practice this. When a thought arises that you'd normally fight, say internally, "This is just a thought." It's allowed to be here. You're not affirming the content. You're acknowledging that fighting it doesn't work. Notice what happens when you stop fighting. The thought doesn't grow more powerful like you feared. It usually loses intensity because your resistance was feeding it. When you stop resisting, it has nothing to push against. It just exists for a moment and moves on. Do this consistently, and something shifts. The constant mental monitoring fades. Thoughts still arise, but they don't hook you the same way. You start operating from the awareness underneath the thinking, instead of being lost in every thought. And from that awareness, there's a natural peace that doesn't require any control at all. Over the next few days, you'll catch yourself trying to control thoughts less frequently. You'll notice when you're fighting, and you'll remember you don't have to. The mental exhaustion you've been feeling will start to lift. Not because your thoughts got better, but because you stopped adding suffering on top of them. This isn't about perfection. You'll still catch yourself controlling sometimes. But each time you notice and let go, you're building a new pattern. You're learning that peace doesn't require thought control. It just requires you to stop fighting. If this resonates with you, you're exactly who this channel is for. People who are ready to stop exhausting themselves and find real peace. Subscribe for more on letting go, inner peace, and working with your mind instead of against it. Hit that like button if you're done fighting your thoughts. And comment, sharing one thought you're ready to stop trying to control. Peace isn't found in perfect thoughts. It's found in letting all thoughts be exactly as they are.